Hey.
That one went smooth.
Yeah, except for like 15 seconds prior to us coming on camera, I realized that I had not shared it to my page.
Oops. That one went smooth.
Yeah, except for you just love hearing yourself speak twice.
Well, I can't help it. I have two screens.
Right.
So I have to jump back and forth between the two. And I somehow canceled out the banner before it was time. It doesn't matter. We're here.
No, that's fine. Let me just check. I mean, I literally forgot. Okay, there we go. I just want to make sure that we are streaming on my timeline. We are. Get the chat going. No, literally, I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, we're gonna go live, and then I realize, oh, I haven't actually shared this, so we're good. We're shared.
So you were watching a game. You don't want to tell?
No, the game is over. My team did not win, and we'll just leave it at that. And like I was, like I,
Gee. Then
Nancy,
you get sad. Are you sad? Does it make you sad after they don't win? If they won all the time, would you be a happier person?
Well,
the only thing, I am not into sports, but I do watch people that watch the Buffalo Bills because my brother's so into it, and my drummer Mark Armikins is into it because he's from Buffalo.
All right, so let me just fill people in, even if you're not into sports. I mean, I actually like a team from Los Angeles. There's a long story as to why a New Yorker likes a team from LA. Well, they just lost to the New York Jets.
Oh,
now,
that's a one for you.
Well, but here's the deal, though. You talk about a team winning all the time. The New York Jets came into this game today with 13 losses and 0 wins. So no team had beaten the Jets, or no team had lost to the Jets.
Beat them
until today, and the first team that the Jets beat all year was my team. So it's. I mean, look, I'm happy. I know one of my best friends from college is a Jets fan, and he's happy, so I'm happy for him. And it's football; it's a game. Okay, life is more important. And hey, by the way, Buffalo Bills are having a good year. They're very excited, but of course, it's too bad because the fans can't come to the games. I mean, I know you're not. I know you don't follow sports, but you know these games are being played in these football stadiums where there's no fans, and then they just can't allow fans into these stadiums right now with the current situation we're in. But anyway,
I know you adore it. I do know you love it, and so since we love you, we love that too.
Ladies and gentlemen,
that's the way love goes.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us and you haven't quite figured out yet, yes, you've asked for it, and now we're giving it to you. It's the Timeout Football Special.
No, Eric Cohen. No, it's not, because I'm not going to talk about football.
So, Nance, who's your... Okay, let's talk about your Super... No, just kidding. No.
I got to send Kelly a link again.
People are going to hear a lot of things talked about on this show. Sports is not one of them, though. But that's okay. And thank you, Julie Howard, who wished a happy Hanukkah. Hanukkah, which concluded on Thursday. And then there are those people who maybe are totally unfamiliar with Hanukkah who call it Chanukah. But that's a real thing, actually. No, but
happy Chanukah to you.
Thank you. It's kind of become a little joke, yeah. But no, Hanukkah.
I've been wrapping presents today. It's been a kind of a low key. I'm turning over a new leaf, and everyone will be happy. Anyone that struggles with their finances will be. I am no longer ever going to buy things unless I actually have the money.
All right, I'm going to hold you to that.
Yeah, because That's a deep hole to jump into, and I'm done jumping in it. So
Do you get into the rapping? Do you like rapping presents?
I don't like doing anything.
That's not true. You like
I
you like
like
come on. You
No,
like
I used to put like Christmas music on and blah blah blah. But well, no, I don't mind. I don't mind. I do get into making them pretty and
I
stuff.
feel like you get joy in vacuuming your house.
I'm pretty much happy most of the time because I choose to be. Now that kind of ties into our talk this evening.
Oh, look at that segue. I love it.
See, sometimes I got it going on.
So yeah, why don't you hey Jonathan, I want to say hi to Jonathan and Donna.
Hello everybody. Hi Donna.
Donna's a Buffalo Bills fan,
Happy
but
Chinooka,
enough
says
about football.
Julie Howard. Happy Chinooka.
Yeah, well no, but Julie
She
said
Hanukkah.
He's on it. All right, so this is not going to be our typical show where we will be bringing in a musician playing music. I don't even think there'll be any music at all during this show, unless
Just
you want to
music of our hearts.
Unless you want to sing a Christmas carol a cappella at the end. But why don't you fill people in on what this?
Well, we had that thing go down where you unfortunately had a panic attack during the show with Jane Monheit.
Yeah.
And we talked about it and we thought, a lot of people struggle with this anxiety thing. And then we thought, and my daughter struggles with it and I struggle with it. And like we thought, let's pose these questions to our viewers and our friends and anybody that wants to talk about. We Kellie and I my daughter Kellie's coming on, by the way, here very shortly.
Yes.
She's having a hard time finding the link.
Kellie is our first two-time guest.
Yeah. Yeah, she was one of our first guests, and she's our final guest for the year.
She was, and I think it kind of ties it up nicely. She was our very first guest on our second show, which was our Mother's Day show. And so it kind of works out nicely that she turns out to be our final guest of the year. We're not going to be, we will not be doing a show next year. We're not going to be doing a show next week.
No, we thought we'd take a break. It's a lot.
You take a break in between.
Yeah.
I'm still too loud, by the way.
Can I tell her who's our first guest of the year?
Right now it's the only scheduled guest we have for 2021. But boy, what a way to kick off the year. I feel like we should wait.
Okay, we'll wait. Well, it's a surprise. It's a really good one.
Let's keep him in suspense. But that'll be our next show after tonight. Will be January 3rd, 2021. So Nancy and I will be taking a nice little break between Christmas and New Year's. But yeah,
I guess having a hard time. Hold on, she's having a hard time finding the link. So here, let me go with this.
Come on, Kel, this is not your first Zoom.
Let me message it to her.
All right. And again, I want to encourage people in the chat. Oh, wait a minute. I've got the wrong. I do want to encourage people in the chat tonight to chime in as often as possible. Again, tonight we are going to be talking about not for the entire.
No, we're just going to, if people want to talk about it,
but if there's anybody, any of you who are watching who have gone through panic attacks, whether it be you've had maybe a couple in your life, whether you're like me who've dealt with generalized anxiety disorder for the better part of 20 years, let us know how you have coped with it, what methods you've used to try and remedy it. Again, this is going to be a very interactive program because again, somebody might say something in the chat, or Kellie might say something tonight, or you, and it might be something that never occurred to me that could really help me going forward. Because listen, panic. And again, I guess I should sort of save this until Kel joins us.
I hope she's doing all right. I mean, she wasn't finding it in her email. I just sent
all right.
it to her.
Well, I'll finish my point. What I was going to say.
Please do.
For people who deal with panic disorder or any kind of anxiety disorder, even though it is, frightening, quite frankly, it's uncomfortable, it's frightening, it's scary, and you feel, as I did during the Jane Monheit show, that you literally have no control.
Here comes Kel.
All right, Kellie Downes. Let's see if she's got the same. I want to see if she's got the same background that she did when.
Oh, I don't know. She's always moving things around. I remember when I had the energy to do that.
She was in her kitchen when she joined us the last time. All right, she's connecting.
I'm here, and it's the most 2020 thing.
Uh-oh. Oh, boy.
What does that mean?
What could be the most, haven't we, what could be the most 2020 thing?
Well, just that something that is ridiculously simple and should go without a hitch is somehow insurmountable and completely screwed up and not working at all. And that's...
Well, we do hear you.
We hear you. We just don't see you.
We would love
there
to.
You are. There you are. Well, there's my fabulous daughter world.
I am. There's my fabulous mom world.
Yeah.
And there's fabulous Eric Cohen. How are you?
You use such a great word to describe. You use such a great word to describe Eric on your Facebook page. It was fabulous.
Wait, what did she say? What did she say?
See if he knows what it means. I had to look it up.
Wait, I don't even think. Wait a minute. What did she say? Now I have to kind of.
I said ineffable.
Did she?
I did.
I don't think I. Oh, there it is. I swear I'm looking at it for the first time. I'm going to round up the year with my amazing mom and the.
I'm like thinking the F word.
Wait a minute.
I'm looking at it going, ineffable.
Ineffable? Wait a second. I can be effable.
Peak 2020, y'all.
I'm more likely to be effable than you.
Nancy's been known to be effable.
Yeah. Oh, dang.
No. Well, I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. Ineffable. So.
It's good. Where are you sitting? Oh, you're sitting. Oh, I sort of know where you're sitting.
This literally is the backdrop she had for our Mother's Day show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in my dining room. It's the least cluttered.
Why was
Everyone's house is cluttered right now. I was thinking about that today. I was just like, there's crap everywhere. It's like crazy.
I don't know. I kind of was expecting you to be wearing glasses. No.
Oh, I have them.
You don't have to put them on for me.
I was trying to do the no glasses.
No, take them off then. That's fine.
Well, I can see you better with them on.
Well, now you and Nancy really truly look like mother and daughter with them.
Well, we do. We don't mess around with glasses. Kellie and I never. Do you have your other ones, the wood ones?
Oh, I do, but I'd have to get up to get them, and I'm not wearing any pants.
Actually, wait? Actually, do you mind if I put on a pair of glasses?
Oh, here we go. Now
please do. Please
join us.
Oh.
All right. There we go.
Okay, stop that right now, Eric.
You want me to stop?
They look
if
like
you're wearing those, you have to sing some new wave. You have to whip some Devo. Just.
Would you prefer I did the whole show like this?
Yes, sir. Hello. Clearly.
This is called playing. Whoa.
All right, now stop that, Eric Cohen.
All right, yeah.
Oh, there you go. Leave those on. There you go, baby. Now all of us. Oh no. Go back. No. Go back to the round.
There are so many different filters. Wait, you want me to actually go back to a filter? No.
No, not really. Your face is just perfect.
Fine. We
love
your little face and your
it's not.
Your eyes.
It's too chunky.
Is it? Did you some people say they got the COVID-15. I got the COVID like 115.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm well over 15, I think, for me.
Ronnie, wait a minute, Kel. Ronnie France says his house is not cluttered.
Oh, well, Ronnie, shut up.
Just shut up.
Just shut up.
Oh, he'll be backing us.
That's funny. Ronnie France, one of the many incredible guests that we've had over the year, but you were the first, Kel.
Kathleen Ford says, hello, peeps.
Hi, peeps. Hey, girl.
I don't think I know Kathleen.
No, you don't. She's my sister from another mister. She's my oldest, one of my very oldest friends, and I don't mean she is old.
Definitely
I
not.
mean, we've known each other for a long time. And she was the single invitee to Mom's somethingth birthday party.
You could say it. I mean, it's all over the internet now. That
to her 64th birthday party. She was the yes. Yeah. So Kathy, she's my babe. I love her.
All right. Well, Kathy's here. Donna, both of our regular Donnas are here. Ronnie France is here. Jonathan Knapp is here. Oh, and Kathleen just said we had a blast.
We did.
I'm glad she remembers. I don't remember it.
Well, that's too much wine. You know?
It was a lot of wine.
Yeah, I should show you. You want to see a lot of wine? I should go show you a lot of wine.
Are you drinking wine for the show like your mom?
Hey.
Oh. There we go.
Oh, wait.
That's a COVID glass? What?
Yes.
Does everybody see what that is, though?
Wait, what did you say, Kel?
It's from Kathleen.
Oh, Kathleen gave you a COVID-19 wine glass.
Yes. Nice. It has a rude gesture on it involving the middle finger.
Well, that would be an effable gesture. Sorry.
See,
Sorry.
That's why we love Eric.
So anyhow, I mean, we could be doing this the entire show and realize, wait a minute, we never even got into our topic.
All right, it feels good.
So what's our topic? Let's do it. I'm ready for a deep dive. I think we are gonna cover a lot of ground. We're not gonna spend the entire hour plus talking about anxiety, because that might actually have the reverse effect on me. But no, this all goes back to the show, as Nancy and I were discussing 3 weeks ago, where we were chatting with Jane Monheit. She was literally right in the box that you're in right now, Kelly. And I don't know, it was probably about, maybe this time in the show, 20 minutes into the show, or I just kind of felt something coming on, and next thing you know, it was like a full-blown panic attack. And I left my camera on, and it lasted for probably a good 45 minutes. It was a nightmare, and I could tell that Nancy was concerned. And although Nancy didn't miss a beat, I mean, she kept right on going. And Jane Monheit, to her credit, was a real pro. And sure.
we finished the show, but after the show, your mom immediately reached out to me and said that other people were contacting her and saying, what was up with Eric? And I just, I felt like I couldn't turn my video off. I as much as I wanted to just get up and walk around and get some air, I kind of felt like I was constrained to this space, and I had an obligation to do the show.
Obliged. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
So it was rough, and in talking with Nance, she said, you know what, it wouldn't be a bad thing for you to come out and tell people exactly what you were going through.
Absolutely.
So I did do that, and it was very cathartic for me to do that the following week. And then that led into the discussion of having you join us and devote a part of our final show of the year to the issue of anxiety. And let's face it, 2020 has been a year filled with anxiety for many people for many reasons.
There's people who weren't suffering before are suffering for the first time now. I had my I have a neurologist that I see for my migraines, and she said that when you go in, there's the intake form, and you say, you know, do you have diabetes? Do you have, it goes through all of the little checks. And then two of the checks are, do you have anxiety and do you suffer from depression? And she said, normally, you know, 50-40% of people click that box.
Right.
And she said it's almost every single person now, every
That is
single person that comes in.
Mm.
And it's, you know, to her, that was very illuminating as a medical, you know, a caregiver. And it's not anyone's imagination. It's not, and I think, well, we can go back to the beginning, but anxiety is a really hard, it's a hard condition to live with, because people write you off as being nervous, or they don't believe it's real. It's because they can't see it.
Exactly.
They can't see it. And even though when you're in a panic attack, you feel like you're dying, you believe you are dying.
You do.
No control.
Brain thinks you're dying, your heart thinks you're dying. You can, during a panic attack, have a heart attack and die. So, but you know, folks think that it's somehow a weakness of your character, a weakness of the person that you are, instead of a neurological event that happens to you that's no different than a stroke. It's an event. It's a
I find it
neurological event.
I find it to be a clue that you are an empathic, compassionate person, and you react to things more than other people. You know.
Maybe. I mean, what do you think, Eric?
No, I mean, I think that you know, I've tried to keep my anxiety issues kind of secretive. Like I don't share it with a lot of people. I mean, there's really only a handful of people that know what I deal with. And there are times
I
where
feel super honored that you're sharing it with us. I do.
Well,
I feel super honored.
Well, and that's why I mean, to be able to really share it on this show. I mean, a few weeks back, it was just like, here's what happened last week, and okay, let's move on. And then we did the show. But sometimes the best thing about sometimes what's helped me with regards to anxiety is sharing it with people who didn't already know I had it before. Like my parents didn't know for a while that I dealt with it. But when I finally came out and told them, it felt like I just felt better about it. And I feel like getting it out there and telling it to people and not being ashamed about it, and realizing that I'm not alone. It's a problem that so many people have had. I've had it, again, long before this year of 2020. I mean, for me, it goes back about 20 years. For some people, it goes back longer than that. But I feel the more open I am about it, and the more people that know about it, I'd rather be in a room with people who know what I'm dealing with than me like sitting there knowing.
You're waiting for it to happen. I mean, I've been wanting to ask you. I've been wanting to ask you, have you had a panic attack since you talked about it on air?
Yeah, I have, like, probably, but it was like late at night. It was like at 2 a.m.
When do you find that they happen to you? And that's a question we can all talk about, because it's interesting when they happen. I find I get them almost 2 days after whatever it was happened that upset me.
Yeah, you've said that, and it's hard for me to pinpoint if that really is the case with me. I mean, I generally in the last 3 weeks since that show, I think I've had maybe 2 panic attacks. They've both happened in the wee hours of the morning before I went to bed.
Oh.
Yeah. But I don't necessarily think was I thought about that theory of yours, and I thought, well, have I been suppressing something for the last couple of days? Have I been stressing over something? And I mean, it's not like I've had much going on. It's not like any of us have had a lot going on. But of course, everything going on in the world, not being able to see people, maybe
That's a lot
the,
going on. If every time you leave the house to get groceries, there's a chance you could die. That's a lot going on.
yeah,
That's a lot.
absolutely.
When COVID first started, of course, everyone in my family knows that I'm very, very serious about taking it seriously, and because of my age, for one thing, and also I care about people around me, But boy, I was having panic attacks after I would come back from the store. I was like, oh my God, did I just live? What happened? Did I get it? Like from being there,
Yeah.
It was a whole thing.
Yeah, no, there have been times, not recently, but there have been times, I think, in the course of the year when I've come back from probably a run to the supermarket where I've kind of felt things just because you're around all these people. This was at a time when not everybody was wearing masks. And this might sound weird, but even wearing the mask can give you this. Now, look, we're all in favor of wearing masks.
Absolutely.
But sometimes just the act of having a mask over your face, it's like it restricts your flow of oxygen, and even that can sometimes it's like this feeling of like being smothered a little bit, even though we're using it to protect ourselves, to protect other people, to get us all back to normalcy. So it's taken some getting. It took some getting used to at first to put a mask on and wear it in public. But I'm fine when I'm at Wegmans, but it's usually when I come back that the thought goes through my head like, well, the cashier. I had a cashier a few
I'm
weeks
always amazed at the cashiers. I always thank them. I always go, thank you so much for staying here and working in the middle of this. I mean, my God, what a life.
No, I mean they're the true heroes. I had a cashier a few weeks ago who was coughing. Now she had a mask on, and I got there, and when she coughed, she coughed away from me. But I thought, oh boy, I mean, you just thoughts go through your head. So, but I just feel like having to be able to talk about it and get it out there, and it's not a secret anymore to people what was happening with me that night. Was again, some people thought, if they don't know what it was, some people thought, could I be having? Was it a seizure?
Stroke, or
it did look a little like a seizure of some sort. Yeah.
So I mean,
I don't have those physical things when I have them. You don't see it. I just think I'm dying.
But it is, once again, it's a neurological event, so it can manifest in a whole different ways. I disassociate, so I'm just kind of gone. I can't even really see what's in front of me. I get a pin light. Do you ever get that, Mom or Eric? Like that, everything gets tiny.
No,
you feel like you're looking through a little hole.
But I do get that's an interesting. You said that. I do get a sense of everything closing in on me. I get that sense that the walls are like coming in on me like this.
Yeah.
Do either of you have a tell? Like oh boy, here it comes.
Mine starts with palpitations always.
Yeah, same for me. Could be lightheadedness too.
Lightheadedness, yes.
But no, palpitations, just the feeling of your heart is not in rhythm. I mean, and it's just the most uncomfortable thing, and you just try to find something that will help you take your mind off of it.
What do you find? What do you find triggers them? Do you have any idea at all?
That's the
thing with you.
That to me is the $64,000 question.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, what triggered it that night with Jane? It's not like it was the first ever show we did. I've had panic attacks when I've been sitting in the barber's chair. I've had panic attacks when I've been out to dinner with people. I mean, we're talking about situations that are not stressful situations.
That are pleasant, yeah.
So, well, mine, I wish
I knew.
When I tell people that I'm an introvert and that I'm severely insecure, people, they're amazed. I mean, anyone that's seen me on stage, or you, Eric, for that matter, would never know that we battle with that. I'm afraid before I go on, it's going to start happening, and I won't even be able to get through the first tune sometimes. Mm-hmm. You know.
Well, what's weird for me, and Nancy knows this, and I'll tell you, Kel. Before I go on stage, I don't perform. I mean, I perform in a different.
I disagree. I think you are a performer. I mean, you're anybody that MCs in front of thousands of people has a job that's pretty significant and a responsibility. So,
mm-hmm.
you know.
I mean, what's weird is that
you've been a radio personality. I mean, you've done a lot.
Yeah, I do enjoy. I do enjoy having a microphone. That's for sure.
That makes us. We have that in common.
But what's weird is that when I'm getting ready to introduce Nancy, or I'm getting ready to introduce somebody at a festival or a concert,
mm-hmm.
I'm usually relaxed because I feel like I'm in my element. Even though for a lot of people, if somebody said, "Hey, can you go up on stage and riff for a few minutes?" And believe me, I've had to sometimes kill time for like 5-10 minutes while a band is setting up, and I never run out of things to say. But if you ask the average person to do that in front of a crowd of hundreds of people,
yeah,
I mean, they would rather, stick needles in their forehead. I mean, so what is most people's number one fear in life, public speaking, that generally doesn't trigger anything for me. So go figure. But yet I could be having a nice dinner out with friends, and all of a sudden it's like, really? Now? So
well, I think where I agree, or where I shouldn't say agree, because it's not about a right or wrong, but where I'm similar to my mother is that it never hits me in a stressful moment. I'm never like incapacitated. I actually am the opposite. I'm the person, like, if there's the car accident and somebody's arm fell off, you want me there, because I go into emergency mode. You do this, you pick up his arm, you put it on.
Let's put it in ice. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Like, this is how we're doing it. And then 2 days later, I'll collapse, or a month later. I'll be at one time I remember, and this is true, I was at a comedy. I'm in a movie, I'm with a friend, we're having a great time.
Right.
Like, there's zero bad, nothing bad.
Nothing.
And suddenly my thing is my jaw. My jaw goes numb, which again is a sign of a heart attack. My jaw goes numb. I start to feel it go down my neck, and then the pinhole comes, and I disassociate, and I feel like I'm dying. But in a comedy movie with someone that I love and trust,
right,
completely.
Yeah.
I think it's the body, in my case, and maybe you, Mom, in your case, but I think it's the body kind of waiting until it thinks you can handle it.
Well, yeah, you rise,
like, letting a little air out of the balloon.
You're in the fight or flight when something horrible is happening, and then the minute it has cleared, when it has cleared, your body mm-hmm. then will release that tension that it kept for you to get through the mm-hmm. tough thing, mm-hmm. But some people, now Jonathan Knapp says, I'm also a chronic sufferer of deep depression and anxiety, and I can relate to everything you guys are talking about. And that's kind of what we're asking our listeners here, if anyone else And
I don't see
especially,
that, by the way. I don't see any of the chat on my.
well, you would have to put it up on your face. You'd have to go to timeout or to my page
It's
and
okay.
open the show.
It's okay.
And open the show.
No,
It's
it's
okay.
all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
But,
Yeah.
you know, we don't want the world to think, oh my God. I mean, you know, these three people are train wrecks. I mean, I think what we're talking about here is that this is something that's very real with everybody, and even more exaggerated and amplified because of the events of 2020. 2020
Yes.
has been. I haven't spoke with anybody that has said, you know, geez, you know, this was a great. Everybody's like, boy, did this year suck,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
to infinity.
Well, this has not exactly been a good year for anyone, but especially for people who suffer from some type of chronic anxiety. This has been just a nightmare for multiple reasons.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know.
My son is one of those people. He said I could talk about him a little bit, but to protect his privacy, he didn't want me to go into it too deeply.
Okay.
But he also suffers from generalized anxiety disorder.
Oh.
You know, my son has a couple things going on. He has profound hearing loss. He has, you know, he asked me not to dive too deep.
Sure.
But I've got a kid who started 9th grade this year. Here, like there's 9th grade.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, right
Yeah.
there.
Remote
That's 9th
learning.
grade. Yeah.
Right.
And so, you know, he's afraid of dying if he leaves the house. And every day that he's not in that social setting is setting him farther and farther and farther and farther behind, to where I honestly don't know what's going to happen when kids go back to school.
The kids this age need that social, you know, you help me here.
Interaction?
Yeah.
They need that more than I do. I'm happy sitting here. I've been happier sitting here this year than I've been years before. I actually don't like going out. I don't like driving. I'm scared to death of driving, and like, you know, so I've been happier, and I've had actually less panic attacks, but I've had anxiety over the moon about what went on in politics this year, and and accepting what went on, like trying to accept what was actually going down. You know, that was hard for me. I was like losing it over that. I was crying. I would be standing there seeing something and just start crying. It's unbelievable. Tanya Marks says, I have panic attacks when I don't hear from my children. They are grown. My oldest 2 daughters are essential workers. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you for your children. Some people don't know that essential workers had to come to work in spite of being COVID positive. Well, we know that in our family because we have 2 nurses. We have 2 essential workers in our family. And we know what they're going through, and it is absolutely incredible. We're delighted to hear that that Kellie's mother-in-law was able to get a COVID shot because she works in the hospital.
But her baby brother died last week
of COVID
complications. Yeah.
Oh.
So she lost her brother, who you know, was not in good health already, but COVID took his life. I mean,
it's interesting. Sammy told me, my niece, your cousin. Our Sam, she said that Benny, who lives now, he's back in St. Louis, and he said no one wears masks out there. He said they don't wear masks. Yeah. So, what are their numbers? What's going on? I was trying to look that up. Do you know anything about that?
It shifted from the coastal places. It started really bad out west, northwest. And then kind of eked its way into the middle as everybody else figured out what to do and everything was shut down. It kind of came in, and now, wow, we are losing, just for all the people out there that are refuse to wear a mask, but are claiming to be very pro-America. We're losing a 9/11 a day. Wow. Like everyone who got
3,000.
so angry and got up in arms, and everyone who came out of the woodwork to fight for America. We're losing that many people a day.
So why do you think a segment of our country refuses to get on board this train?
Do you want to know the as I say to my friends?
I have an idea what the answer might be, but I want to hear it from Kellie.
Yeah.
Go ahead. We know we're going to talk about some things that will make some people uncomfortable. But you know what? Making people uncomfortable is what creates growth. And it creates growth in our country. And it creates growth in our personal beings. So we need to talk about things. If you sweep things under the rug, nothing gets done. And that's why we want our friends and our loved ones here that are on the show and watching us. Let's talk. What do you think? What do you think about all?
Let us know. Seriously. Anyway.
I've gone all the way through politics. And my mom has said before, when I was on the first show, I've been a politically active person my whole life.
Right.
My friend in 5th grade, we got sent to detention because we were arguing about Carter and Reagan in science class. So like I've had a mind for just justice forever. But I don't know how to break it down. I've gone all the way through the political arguments, like, Democrats, Republicans, Tea Party people, all of these, but where I wind up, very simply, is people go toward love and acceptance. That's where they go. You always are going to go toward that. So why is a segment of America only feeling loved and accepted by a sociopath, only feeling loved and accepted by out and out racist
because
groups?
It resonates with their belief systems.
Well,
I think
but I don't know if it would be that way if they were feeling loved and accepted somewhere else.
Well, I think it speaks to how broken people are.
Yeah.
And so, and how easily they will log on to something that, and I see, I don't want to get this is a rabbit hole. I don't know whether I want to jump that deep into it, man, because
just go. Come on.
Just go. Do it.
No.
We've kind of danced around on many shows. It's our last show of the year.
To me, there's just no question. In fact, Sammy said to me today, she goes, Aunt Nancy, she said, I didn't know that the other member of your other sibling, which we don't need to mention any names.
No.
Your other sibling was not in the same camp as the rest of the family.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to put this delicately.
Mm-hmm.
And I explained to her that from very early on, he's been listening to these conspiracy entertainers, Rush Limbaugh, Michael Savage, those people. They are not journalists; they're entertainers, and they've come up with
Ben Shapiro.
With all these conspiracy theories, and people are going, wow, that could be it, man. That's what's going on, And after a while, when it's going in, it starts to manifest into a belief system.
Yeah.
Which ties into what I was saying about being a part of a group who loves and accepts you. So you adopt whatever it is you need to adopt to be in that group.
It is the epitome of tribal thinking.
Yeah.
And I'm worried about this segment of the population who is against mask wearing. What will this be the same segment of the population that say refuses to take the vaccine?
Yeah.
Oh, there's that.
I mean, I love the fact that, and it's obviously.
I have a friend who unfriended me because I was talking about the vaccine.
You got it really for that? You got unfriended.
Well, it got a little deeper. Well, actually, what she got into.
Well, it got a little deeper.
Got a little deeper.
How deep?
Actually, what it got into was she was bitching away about how they want to pass a bill to keep school open until 7 o'clock. And I said, well, if you go home, there is no food and no heat. Sometimes staying in school is a way to keep kids alive. I'm going, nah, not going to win that one with me. I said, the white privilege is so blind sometimes.
No,
And this
it doesn't even.
blind. I mean, these kids have nothing. And if they do get home, if they can get in their house without getting shot,
We see it every day.
Yeah, I know.
My kid goes to a school where 90% of the kids that go there are eligible for the free lunch program. That means
and that's the only
their
food
household. And they're fed breakfast, lunch, and a snack every day. And some kids will wrap these things up and take them home and share them with their
Don't
mom,
make me cry.
dad,
Don't
or
get me going. I'll
sibling.
start crying.
Yeah.
All three of us will have a panic attack after this show.
I know. We'll be on the phone with each other.
No, yeah, right. Be the if you want to join us for the post therapy show, you can buy.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's.
Again, I just think we've never been more divided than we are right now as a country, and that also can contribute to being stressed. Yes, we just saw that might have been
that's
or
Kellie's
maybe Santa.
fabulous.
Maybe.
That's her fabulous husband, whom we all adore.
Yeah.
Yes, who's recovering, correct?
Yes, from knee surgery.
He has wobbly feet, our Greg.
Well, at least he's on his feet. That's a good sign.
It really was amazing. They did such a good job. It was one where they just make the little incisions and put I don't know, the little
Laparoscopic.
Laparoscopic.
They're great,
stuff.
and you heal from those beautifully. Those things.
Yeah.
So let's get back to our unpleasant conversation.
Yeah.
The country. So what do we do?
So the division.
now?
Yeah, just the division.
What do we do now? Now that we know that so many people are angry, are racist, are anti-facts, are terrified of any legitimate journalism, and have created this completely other reality where there's different science, different facts, different, how do we come together?
It's like we're living in two universes, you know?
Yeah, there's two universes.
Capital E, capital E, capital E, education, education, education. I can't talk about it enough. I mean, people need more education, and
yeah.
I don't know. We can't fix it. All I say to everyone is teach, be an example, teach. That's the only thing you can do. And if there's anybody out here that really has a bone to pick with anything we're saying, speak up.
Bring it.
Bring it on. Let's hear it. Because we want to hear, we would like to hear what we are not understanding about this. We really would.
But actually, genuinely would.
Actually, Nance,
genuinely.
Nance, I didn't tell you this, but we actually have a fourth guest joining us tonight. And
he does this. Don't pay any attention to him.
His name is Steve. Steve, join us, will you, please?
You are fired.
I'm so excited for Steve.
No, I don't. No.
Is he like a Duck Dynasty dude? I'm ready. Bring it.
Now it's a little inside humor between. And Nancy goes right to the wine. There we go. Yeah. So let me ask
Kellie
you
and
this.
I will tell you, thank God for wine.
Mother and daughter, wine o'clock.
It's wine o'clock. Yeah, sorry.
So what do you, Kel, I mean, what do you try to do to neutralize a panic attack when you're in the middle of it. Like, I mean, obviously there's medication, and I'm not ashamed to say that if it gets severe enough, I will take a pill, which usually works in an antidepressant or a benzodiazepine, is that called?
Benzos, yeah.
Benzos. But I mean, I've heard so many different things of people that say, have you ever tried, deep breathing or meditating but when you're right in the middle of it, what has worked?
The last thing on earth. I want, let me sit down and breathe.
What has worked for you? Or do you just literally, like me, sometimes I just kind of, like I did during that Jane Monheit show, I just rode that forgive my language here, but I rode that sumbitch out. And it was, it was uncomfortable for me, and it was uncomfortable for the audience. And I was, obviously just trying to, but when you have it, you just get very fidgety, and you're just trying to look for things to distract you. And it was rough. But when you're in the throes of it, do you have like some sort of go-to, like a stress ball or tell me.
It depends on where I am in it. And as a migrainer, I've learned some tricks about another kind of neurological event. But I have a analogy that has to do with fire. Okay. So if you have a little, you're at the campfire, it's time to go to bed, you have this tiny little fire, you put some water on it, you kick the ashes around, you're good. It's done.
Right.
And if you can catch the anxiety, and in my case also migraine, if you can catch it when it's just a little campfire, you're great. And in that point of anxiety, breathing, going for a walk where there's trees, where there's green and trees, or when we lived in New York, even like where there's honking and noise and something to kind of drown out what's going on.
Yes.
That helps. However, once it's become a forest fire, once things are raging and burning and it's mass destruction, that's when I need to take a pill and go lay down.
Yeah.
And let science help me get to a place where I can deal, because you can't deal when you're in it. I mean, maybe if you're a Sufi master, maybe, but when you're in it, you just can't
think straight. It's just, there's no on-off switch. You can't just flip a switch. No.
So is it this century that we have this anxiety thing? How far back does anxiety disorder go? Where have they recorded it? Does anyone know the answer to that?
I don't know. I assume a lot of things that were called like hysteria, or they probably burned a lot of people or chucked them in some horrible jail, or
there had to be anxiety disorders going back, to war times. I'm sure that maybe they've changed the names, and obviously there have been advances in science.
Well, they did. They called them shell shocked. PTSD. They called them shell shocked.
That's true. Somebody told me the other day, I don't know, it was one of my beloved students, who I love them all. Somebody said to me, well, you're not supposed to live this long.
Boy, what a nice, really.
Yeah. No, it wasn't directed at me. It's just like, because of medicine, we're all still alive. I mean, I would have been gone years ago with my high blood pressure and problems.
Yeah, real simple things would have sent me down. But I do back to like how to deal. I try to keep medicine the last resort.
Right. Me too.
But when you were in the situation that you were in, where you got deep into it, it came out of left field. That really is a time to say, I'm not feeling well. I'm bowing out. You guys have a great conversation. And don't go take some medicine.
Yeah, ideally, like
I have to ask you something, Eric.
But again, I didn't want to leave and hold that thought. I knew that if I had said, Nance, Jane, I'll just give me a few moments. I'll be right back. I would have like turned my video off like this, but if I had done that, I felt like, again, it would have caused an awkward moment, and I didn't want to kind of disrupt Nancy's line of questioning. So again, for the good of the show, even though I was probably becoming more of a distraction than I was.
Eric, you were more important than the show.
Yes, and looking back on it now, no question that I would have done things differently. But you know, I just you know, when you're having an attack at a restaurant, you can easily say, you know, just I'm going to get up and use the bathroom. When you're able to move around, sometimes just getting up and walking around helps. But I felt like I was literally strapped down to this chair, and I was so ingrained in the show that I literally felt like I had no way out, and that just made matters worse. And it was
worse.
You know, yeah. And what started out as a little forest fire quickly turned into, you know, a raging inferno. Nance, go ahead.
Yeah.
I know you had a thought.
Oh, no, I was enjoying everything you were saying.
Well, but I don't want to take. I don't want to take away the thought that your mom always has good thoughts.
Well, not always, but sometimes. So I always do play devil's advocate, and it annoys my family to no degree.
Yes, it does.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, it does.
I'm gonna have an anxiety attack.
Well, you deserve it.
Why not? It's perfect for the show, Nance. I've had one, so why don't you have one?
Yeah, everyone's gonna have one, right?
No, I won't. I'm calmed down from a glass of wine.
Xanax for everybody. No.
Yay!
Jesus, that stuff.
Make it rain. No.
No, we're terrible. You don't know. Trust me, folks, this is nothing for us. But, you know, I love to try and examine. I had a whole period of my life where I don't understand why I did what I did. And so I examined it closely and did a lot of reading and all that sort of thing. And so I feel like I at least understand. Let me just put it this way. I know what causes my anxiety. I don't know how to change that dialogue. That's the problem I have. I know what causes it. You don't know what causes yours. I suspect, Eric, that part of what causes yours is some inner need to not fail at things.
Well, yeah.
Does that sound familiar to you?
Yeah, I think it could.
Yeah, but you're an only child. You know, Kellie's an only child. Her husband is an only child. Her son is an only child.
My son is an only child.
I mean, you know, only children have a stress level that other people do not have.
Well,
you know.
And I wonder if there are statistics that show that that only children suffer from anxiety disorders more than those with siblings. I'm sure there's data.
Interesting.
I'm sure there's data.
We'll have to save that for a follow-up. We'll have to look into it and save it for a follow-up because none of us are statisticians or doctors or we're just sufferers.
We just talk about it.
That you know, that could be, again.
Well, for men, that is a big deal. A lot of men, what I have discovered, especially teaching, the men that I work with, I mean, they're problem solvers. They're going to get this, by golly. If it kills them, they're going to get it. And they're going to get it right. And it's a different vibe from the women. The women are more, I've learned this from teaching. The women are more, okay, I'll do this. I mean, they're just more laid back about stuff. Like, they don't feel, they mommy things, you know. And it's like really kind of cool. And men are like, I'm going to build the fire and I'm going to slay the bison, and you know, it's like the whole thing, you know. But I mean, I see that and in this society that we're in, and thank God we've come to a place where you can be any gender that you feel like you are now. You know, you don't have to be, I'm expected to be a man. I mean, but if you don't feel like a man, you don't have to be one. I'm not saying that's your scenario. I'm just talking about what happens to men in this
Right.
society. It's hard. Of course, I have a joke. I have a joke that I tell everybody. I say, men don't die and go to hell. They come back as women. Then they get stuck to find out what it's like being a woman. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But I know what causes mine. I haven't been able to address that. I know Kellie's lucky enough to see a therapist. Do you get a chance to talk to somebody?
Not. I mean, I did go to therapy for a while. I haven't in quite some time, but I do. There are people I talk to, about it. I mean, even just talking to you when you and I have conversations. Sometimes having conversations on the phone, having a conversation like this, is very, very helpful.
It is.
And not to, because again, it's not something I want to share with everybody I know. Hey, just so you know, in case you're wondering, I have an anxiety disorder. I mean, it's not like I went on the radio every day and broadcast that, but
because there's such a stigma about it, like
yes,
people believe it's something that you can control. Where if you didn't have the use of your legs for whatever reason, and were in a wheelchair, and would talk about all of the challenges that your life is with being in the wheelchair, and how it is to be someone who has no use of their legs, no one would go, oh boy. Like that, there would be no question about the challenges you face. But anxiety is so deep. It's like it blows my mind how much people feel like it's a controllable, completely doable thing, and you're weak and small
no,
if you can't take care of it yourself. We demonize mental health care in this country, and we're paying the price for it now. We're paying the price every time a kid is, a group of kids is shot up in school. Every time we have these marches by straight up, I'm not saying they're racist, marches with people wearing swastika.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Like this isn't me, saying bad things about someone. They're a white supremacist, and every time we,
but there's good white supremacists.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, if they're burning, but
I'm not going to touch that one.
Okay, watch out.
No, but I'm saying that mental health care is demonized. That if some of these people had the two things that I think is the answer. One, love and acceptance from a positive group who doesn't want them to gain power from negative places, power from positive places.
There you go.
And secondly, mental health care. If someone's feeling so left alone, imagine how screwed up your life has to be, that like a Tom Metzger can come into your life and sell you this ideology that is evil, like pure evil. And I really do believe it's all about reaching out to people in a mental health capacity and giving people unconditional love, so that they know there's a choice. There's a choice. You don't have to look at a Donald Trump and say, there you go, he screws everyone over, and like all the things about him that they see as a positive, that are on the face, no matter what your belief system is, on the face of his deeds, he is a horrible human being. Horrible. What makes someone want to identify with that? And I think that's the job for 2021. We've got to figure out why our brothers and sisters want to identify with that, instead of identifying with universal health care.
Well, it's going to be the biggest challenge for our president-elect, which is, by the way, we're 1 month from today.
Oh my gosh.
Despite the fact that there are some people that are saying that that will be Donald Trump's second inauguration, but we know that he is not going to be getting 4 more years on January 20th. Joe Biden will be inaugurated that day, but Joe Biden is inheriting a lot. I mean, considering the fact that, yes, vaccines are here, but we still have a pandemic on our hands.
Yeah.
We still have, we have 74 million people that voted for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
So Joe Biden is going to have the ultimate challenge of trying to appeal to those people who have now been fed information to the nth degree that their candidate, was robbed of the election.
What do you think, Kellie? How do you think that happens? How do you think that whole thing comes to be, where they believe that stuff? What do you know about where they're getting their information? And
No, it's because we're all experts. We're all experts now. We can Google anything.
Yeah.
And then we can find all the confirmation bias in the world. We can Google anything and find something that will tell you you're right.
That's the thing. And I've had this conversation with many person who has a certain belief system. And I said, if you fact check that, you will see that is not true.
Oh, but those are they're false facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fake. It's fake news.
Again, we're living in a society right now where if somebody, and I don't want to use, I mean, Trump's the easiest example to use, but we're living in a society now where, again, somebody on TV or somebody on social media, I mean, social media can be extremely toxic.
Yes.
Boy,
very toxic. And somebody could say something that is just to us just 100% inaccurate,
Bananas.
false.
Yeah.
And yet there's still going to be millions of people that will say no. I've seen other people agree with it, so I believe it to be true. The sky really is green. So
yeah. I had a conversation with someone nearby, let's just say, and talking about things that he had read. And I said, look, there's a process that we go through, those of us that seek, the truth seekers that we go through. You need to go to the site that you have found the information that you are believing. Then you need to Google that site and see who owns it. And when you find out who owns the site and who is paying money to put that up there, you find your answer. And invariably, they're getting information from people who are lobbyists for a certain thinking. And
should we have to do that? Should we have to do that?
Well,
I mean, can we agree on, the fourth estate has crumbled completely, but do you think it can be rebuilt? Do you think the world of journalism and news and faith in the process?
Well, there's a question. What do you think about that, Eric Cohen? You're our journalist.
You're our journalist.
What do you think about that?
It's after the last 4 years. I don't want to. I never say never, but it's going to take. It's going to take there is such a lack of integrity in journalism right now. Not across the board. There are still very good journalists out there, and people who report the fact. I mean, I shouldn't even put facts in quotes.
No, because they're facts.
But they're facts.
They're not supposed facts. They're actual facts. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd like to think that that there will come a day when we can all, with more and more people will be able to to trust, to have, be able to put their faith in journalism like people did in the era of a Edward R. Murrow or a Walter Cronkite.
well,
but it's gonna take a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
We're riding a very fine line there, because the problem is
Not me.
No, somebody was
That's okay.
somebody was calling me at the wrong time. Go ahead.
Okay, is that they aren't a fan? Why aren't they watching our show?
What?
What? So, so there's a fine line there, because there's some good that comes out of things that are overseen, shall we say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say by the government, but I would say that. There's things that need, but then you're getting in, things when you give this much freedom, you end up with all these convoluted things going on. I was thinking when I was a little kid, I mean, we know what this isn't even about Republicans and Democrats anymore. I think Kelly said that earlier. It really isn't. I mean, we know what Republicans want, what they stand for, and that's their thing. That's what they do, and we know what Democrats stand for. It's like, that's not the argument anymore. That's not even the argument. Isn't even there anymore. Let me read.
But oh, I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
I just wanted to read, because people are commenting. My dear sweet friend Donna Pacini, one of my beautiful singers. I believe all of us as a society should have access to mental therapists.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. All a learning curve, a journey.
Absolutely,
and
Donna.
then our other dear friend, Rosalind Blue, you cannot convince me that the so-called patriots love the country, because they work so hard and so much against the Constitution and their country's well-being. It's mind-boggling.
Agree.
Agree.
Well said, ladies. Well said.
Yes. Agree.
I would love some therapy. I don't know. My problem is, all right, wait a minute. The therapist that I want to work with better be smart as me. I'm smarter. You better be so smart. I just want to.
Well,
I know.
I can't just go to some, I think I'd probably be that person that went through 10 people before I found one.
And you can.
But not living in Fairhaven, you can't. I mean,
Well, I just want to say this, and then I really would kind of like to which we could obviously keep going on this, but it's almost 8:15, and I would like to spend a little bit of time chatting about Kelly and
I want to show you what my daughter does.
Oh, that's right. I'm usually the one that shares the pictures.
No. There's a good segue here, my love.
Oh.
There's a great segue. I want to show you what my daughter does with her anxiety and how she turns it.
How I pour my anxiety.
Please.
How she turns it into great things. So let's start with this picture. I got about 5-6 pictures I want to share.
Yeah,
with
no,
everybody.
it's all you, Nance. Please.
I don't know what you have, so I'm.
Well, this young lady.
Nervous.
No, don't be nervous. It's all good.
No, trust me. Would she embarrass you like
mommy.
This? Oh no!
We're in front of the world, so don't worry. Wait a minute. How do you share this? The wine is actually getting to me because I'm hungry. So
there we go.
My daughter decided that she needed a shed.
Yes, and
by
the way, have to interrupt you. Not a flippin' she shed. Just
thank you, please. This is a shed. So how did this design come to be?
I looked at a lot of things. I liked more Japanese stuff, but I had to be true to the stuff that I found. The shed was 50% found material. So the windows and everything that you see were all found materials. A lot of the plywood was found materials. There's windows on either side. So it was guided a lot by what I scavenged.
So were you following help me know the word,
Plans?
Yeah, the plans, there's a word for those.
No.
So you just made this up in your head,
Mm-hmm.
and then you went out, and everybody needs to understand. This is what there's no men involved.
No.
She has the hammer.
Wow.
She has the miter saw. She built this from the ground up.
Wow.
Now let me show you what the finished product looks like.
I don't even know what a miter saw is but that's okay.
It's just a chop saw.
I'll Google it.
They call it a chop saw. Yeah.
So girls, be jealous because you're gonna want this sucker.
Oh boy.
Look at this finished product.
It is so much thanks to my friend Beth Anderson.
Oh, take all the credit, Kellie, would you?
No, all that wood. It's from a 200-year-old barn.
Oh, man.
All that wood.
Now, people understand she built this with her hands.
That is...
It's not that big of a deal, Mom.
Oh, to us? To me? Like, I'm lucky I can cook dinner. Like, are you kidding me? This is amazing.
That's a big deal. No, that's a big deal. Trust me. I mean...
That's a big deal. So, here's the other thing. Now, I'm going to show you all the fun pictures.
Oh, yeah, we got more.
Oh God, there's lots of pictures. Here's the other thing that she does. So for everybody out there who's listening, and I'm nice work, Donna says. For everybody who's listening, this woman that you see here is an incredible designer and would be happy to design. I can't say that she would build it herself. She would help you hire the people, but she would help you design your kitchen, your whatever it is. She did her whole house over. Here's a little picture of her kitchen, a part of her kitchen that she did. You know, and I'm not being you know, I'm slow now because it's time to eat. All right, so this is this was her. She installed the tiles.
Man,
she did all that. She did all that. No one else came in. She did that. Did you put that hood in there too, guys?
No, Gino did.
Gino
put it in. Yeah. But I put in
your
the cabinet,
Bronco.
you know, my Bronco.
Notice she doesn't use a lot of salt, but the pepper is almost
Well,
done.
that's a staged picture, my love.
Oh, it's still...
All right, we do this. So let me see what other pictures I have here.
Do you have your kitchen?
I have my kitchen. Yes. So yeah. Kellie did this kitchen. This is my kitchen.
You know, Nance, I have one for you coming up, but go ahead.
No, it was hard because we wanted to keep the cabinets that are there 200 years old.
My house is over 200 years old.
We wanted to keep them and mirror that style. So that's where the cabinetry came from, of mirroring the wainscoting kind of style.
Yeah.
And with the farm sink, and it's a really old house in the country, so it had to be we had to mix ultra modern with old, you know. And no one thought that crazy. Remember the hood, which is glass, super modern.
Yeah, but I love mixing those.
Yeah, it works in there somehow.
A lot of magic has come out of that kitchen.
It's true. Oh my God, Eric, it's true.
Yeah.
Oh God, I love my kitchen.
She's probably cooking something right now as we speak.
No, I'm gonna eat. What I do on Sunday nights, what I do is make sure I have leftovers from the night before, because when I get off of here, the last thing on God's earth I want to do is cook a meal.
You were cooking something last week, though. I think you weren't having leftovers. I don't think.
Yeah, I just eat leftovers. So when her husband's company decided they were going to close their Rochester office, and he had to start working from home, or they would move out to where the main offices were.
Minneapolis. We would have had to move to Minneapolis.
You know, It would be fun, but quite frankly, I wouldn't see them.
Yeah, Mom likes having you close by.
I know. But she
So-
also liked having me in New York.
Oh, well, that's a whole other subject. I better have a glass
She
of
liked
wine.
being able to come down and stay with us when she was playing at Birdland.
Whole
I
other
think
subject.
Kellie needs to become a monthly guest because there's so much still left to talk about.
Eric,
Oh,
honey,
you don't know.
honey.
Eric, you just
Eric.
have to come over and hang out with us. That's all. 'Cause
Okay.
This
Just
is
come
what we
hang
do.
with us.
Kellie and
I
I start talking from the minute she gets out of bed until she goes to bed. We get into all of it.
Wait, can I share something real quick, Nance?
Now Kellie, I'm scared because I don't know what he's got.
No. This is, hey, listen, you talk about, you've kind of segued off me tonight, and usually I try to, we segue off each other so well, so I just want to take, you showed the how wonderful the shed was, and I just want people to see what the shed currently looks like.
Wait
I mean,
but you don't know what I go through as a mother. I see on Facebook at 3:00 in the morning, oh my God, I have a shooting pain in my head. I think I did something to myself, putting up the lights. So I'm like, I can't call her now. What is going on? And then I don't sleep all night.
I think you compare.
It's when I do this.
Didn't you call it like your own little personal gingerbread house, like with the lights?
Wait, but this is all ties back to COVID. I usually, my Aunt Jane and Uncle Rich, which is kind of a joke because we're all the same age. To call them Aunt Jane and Uncle Rich is somewhat silly because we're 3 years apart, like something ridiculous.
That's not.
Wait a minute, Kel. Did you just say your Aunt Jane?
My Aunt Jane. Oh, you son of a gun.
Sorry.
Who's the little girlie? Who's my little baby girl?
It's called Kellie's Facebook page, and I had to find something.
Oh my gosh, that's it's Sibley's Breakfast with Santa. It's Sibley's.
That was the best thing, man. And they had a train that went around. And
my grandma made those dresses at in downtown Rochester.
Downtown Rochester. Sibley's, okay.
Mm-hmm. In the 70s, very early. This would have been 72.
Yeah.
72.
You gotta say to yourself, like, what kind of place are you at to be a Santa at Sibley's?
Oh, come on.
Anyway, I
have two very dear friends that are famous Santas, so I don't want to talk about
it. You were starting to talk about your Aunt Jane, and that led me to. So what were you going to say? What were you going to say about your aunt?
She does. That side of my family were English, and the big holiday is Christmas Eve. Christmas Day, you do, it's anyway. Christmas Eve is the big holiday, and she always throws Christmas Eve, and then Mom and I over here cook for 12, whatever. We cook for a bunch of people, and have Christmas dinner here. Now it's COVID, so instead of doing,
He is Chanukah.
He is Hanukkah. Well, I'll tell you that Graham does Hanukkah.
I told him that story.
Yeah, he does Hanukkah. He did last night. Last night he did the final night. So
nice.
Yeah,
I told you that.
Yeah.
Does he have any? We're
a multi-dimensional family.
Any dreidels to spin? Like no.
He has dreidels.
Oh,
and
nice.
His job is the shamish, the lighting.
the
candle. Yeah, so he does the shamish and
look at how cute Eric is when his face lights up.
I know he's a bunny. He's
you are
bunny.
Well, and I've heard. Let me say this: I have heard Graham's talents on the piano too, and wow.
Wow,
it's amazing.
Holy.
And my father has too. I played some for my dad, and I said, you know how old this person is that's playing, and he couldn't believe that. I think Graham was 12 at the time of this recording. That your mom shared with me, and the sky's the limit for what your son wants to do with his life, but man, music.
It circles back to anxiety, though. He doesn't want to play for anyone. He doesn't want people in the room when he plays.
Really?
Yep.
That's all very what's the word? Everybody has to help me with words because I'm getting older. It's not common. It's typical of virtuosos. They
Oh.
don't do it for any other reason than the music. Not like me, who just loves attention.
Really?
I love attention.
Didn't know that about you.
Not gonna disagree with her on that one.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's, in fact, I've talked about it on the show quite a bit, that it's something that's been hard about the COVID thing is, we miss our audiences. We miss that interaction, but we've talked about that a lot. Anyway, so her husband had to stay home and they had to figure out how to make him an office. So she went upstairs into the attic and decided she would turn the attic into an office. Did you see that, you guys?
Yeah.
I see it. Yeah.
I'm seeing it. I'm seeing more power tools. Yeah.
It's embarrassing, but I'm
It's not embarrassing. What's this one? No. So now let's just see the finished product of this. Hold on, guys.
Okay. I don't have any more pictures to share, although I'm sure I could find some good ones, but I know we're running towards the conclusion of what's been a very entertaining program.
This is the finished product.
Yeah, that's what it looks like now.
One more. And this is where Greg's desk is.
His office.
Oh, I've always wanted a chair like that. Oh.
The chair?
No, he got to
sorry, I
snag it
was
from
focused on the
work.
chair, but
Please
no, I
do.
also I
It's
love
a killer chair.
it is a nice chair, but I do love
Yeah.
everything else about that space.
But that was just an unfinished attic.
Wow.
It got on and she put the floor, she did all that. She did that for a flipping year.
Yeah.
Wow. You've already got 3 offers in the chat. Somebody wants to see if you could do their deck next summer. Somebody's looking for some bathroom work. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, he's kidding. He's kidding. But I am very serious about anybody that, if you look at my buddy Tom Choppa. Tom Choppa's in here.
Tom Choppa, very nice. Yes.
He says very nice.
So you've always been a handy woman since you were a little girl?
No, it's a necessity is the mother of invention.
I've heard that before.
Well, her father was a good construction guy, and
I know, but I never worked with any of those.
No,
people.
I know.
It
My brother is
self-taught.
My brother is a fine craftsman. If you can get him off the couch, he's a great craftsman.
No, I wasn't taught by any of my family members, which is kind of crazy because my grandfather taught carpentry. That was his stock and trade his whole life. And I never did any carpentry with him, ever. We never.
You just learned trial and error. That's the way that all.
Well, I needed. I have champagne taste and a beer buzzer. Like I wanted things, and I couldn't have the things, so you built them.
Yeah,
you built them.
I think that to close that conversation, the point of it is.
Yeah. Why are you celebrating my silly anxiety? My anxiety.
Oh, because I see people. I want to see people asking you to. I want you to have your own show about all this stuff.
Yeah.
You said to me, but I can't just go do that. But you can. But that's another whole thing. But Kellie's eye. The point is, an eye for what works and what is aesthetically correct. Is this is something she inherited not just from me, but her grandmother. My mother was an interior decorator, high quality stuff, and it's just a family thing. So you get it, you come by it honestly, as they say.
I always forget your grandmother's name. I know that your grandfather's name is Orville.
Orville Paul Kelly. Yeah, OP for short.
Paul Kelly. I never knew it was Orville Paul Kelly. What a name! And your mom's name
is for short.
Whoever, there's no Orvilles, like my father's, but everybody called him OP. Or we'll
Opie.
call Opie.
And again, your mom's name, tell me again.
Ruth.
Nancy Ruth Kelly.
I don't like the name Ruth, but that's okay. It's my middle name.
Remember Ruth Buzzy, the comedian?
Oh, I know.
Oh, of course.
Sorry. Hey, maybe we can end on this. Kel, do you have, I mean, I realize we're still like 10, what are we, 12 days away from 2021. Could you think of a New Year's resolution right now that
Wow.
comes to mind? Not that we keep
I
to
never
them,
do
but
those because I know I won't. That's ridiculous. But if you had one, what would it be?
Oh
doesn't even
God,
have
my
to be a
whole,
personal one.
Resolve to what?
my whole life I used to, my resolution was always to drink more and smoke more.
Oh.
And then
Great.
I would,
Not my daughter.
Oh,
and then I would always make my resolution. But if I really honestly, and I unleash my anger on Facebook, I unleash a lot of things in personal zones. But truly, deeply in my heart, I hope in 2021 we can find out a way to do what we were talking about earlier tonight, to
Close the divide.
just find a way to make that accepting, loving place
yes.
that people run to. Let's run into each other's arms, not into tribal separated arms. We all want the same thing. We all want our children to be safe. We all want our parents to be safe. We all want clean water and a job. And, no one wants something different.
Yeah, but the whole you can't get there from here thing takes over at some point.
Well, but if we want a better world for all of us and all of our children, we really need to figure out why 70, how many did you say? 74 million?
I think it was something like 70, 73, 74. I mean, even though he lost the popular vote by 7 million, he still got the second most votes of any candidate
ever
in history, only to the man that beat him. So that's a big.
So in my best moments, I want to know how to make 73 million people feel loved and accepted.
My friend
pull us together.
Tom Chop.
In my worst moments, I want to light everybody on fire and kick them in the butt. But in my best moments.
Yeah, read what Tom just said.
He says, bridge the humanity gap.
So true.
Yeah,
so true.
absolutely. Absolutely.
He's another one of the spectacular people that hide out up here by the lake.
Wow.
And for me, Kel, I mean, I agree with you on that. And I mean, I just want to say too that I mean, there was many years when I was first dealing with anxiety. I kind of let it dominate my life. The anxiety controlled me, and this is something now. Even though I feel like it's something I'm going to have to deal with for the remainder of my life. It's not as severe as it once was, believe me, and that's another story for another time. But I've learned to not let the anxiety control you. You are still in control, and it might be uncomfortable, but ultimately, you just tell yourself that you're not going to die. It feels like it, but you're going to get through it. You're strong. You've just got to, have the mental strength to persevere and push forward, and know that you're not alone. And people to talk about it with good people like you and Nancy allows me to confront it head on, and it does not control my life like it did for the first few years that I dealt with it. So I just wanted my final point on the whole anxiety disorder.
Is that also your New Year's? If you had a resolution, which by the way, once again, so honored that you would share your journey with that, because it's hard. It's super hard. And
yeah, but This has been.
Know that you're in a totally loving atmosphere, and we adore you. We adore you. So
I love this part of the week. A lot of my week is kind of boring because I live alone. I don't have any pets. I mean, at least Nance has Abigail, and you have your hubby and your son, and you have pets, Kel, or no?
I have 2 cats and a dog.
Yeah. 2 cats and a dog. Yeah.
We have a full house.
Tell Eric about Jasper, like where he came from and everything.
Jasper's a Puerto Rican Sato dog. He's from a project, the Sato Project.
He got saved from the hurricane.
Oh my God.
He's from the Sato Project. People can look it up, SATO, the Sato Project, and learn all about it.
I think I've seen pictures, right, on your Facebook page, Nance. When you were over at Kel's, I think I've seen a picture of Jasper.
He's the best.
Wow.
Yeah, but you do. I have seen you through 2 dogs.
Yeah.
And I have to say, you are a good dog mommy, and you train the dogs. Like they get, I've seen her many times, like just stand there and go, Jasper, Betty, and he just.
That's your grandson. That's not
really.
Yeah.
Oh, good grief.
I mean,
that's your grandson.
I think for me, my resolution is similar to yours, other than losing a little bit of the COVID-15. Is
COVID 115.
is just trying to find some common ground and yeah. I mean, really, I think Tom said it best: bridging the humanity gap, and let's see integrity become a bigger part of society again. And so it's not I feel like it should be a universal resolution that we should all embrace. So that would be for me. And of course the obvious is we want to heal as a country in terms of look, we've lost, the amount of lives that we've lost over this past year is just...
It's unthinkable.
It's unthinkable. Yeah. And sadly, there will be more lives lost. But once enough people, hopefully a big enough percentage of the country gets vaccinated, if we're having a conversation a year from now, December of 2021, this country is, science will have won out, and we will have beaten this pandemic, but not without.
To be singing next summer.
Let's hope. Yeah. But
yeah.
My heart goes out to every family who has lost a loved one, and we've lost people that are close to us. But I just hope 2021 is not going to start off. It's not going to start off great. I mean, the new year is not going to be like, oh, hey, it's New Year's, it's a new year. It'll be nice to put 2020 in the rearview mirror, but I just think as a whole, I'd like to think that from the beginning of 2021 to the end, it can't be the dumpster fire that 2020 has been, So let's all hope that good things are ahead and good health and happiness and for the both of you.
We could keep talking for hours. We really could.
We really could.
And everybody wishes us a Merry Christmas and a Happy Hanukkah, which is over now, but nevertheless.
But still.
And I also one last
thing.
Eric
loves Santa Claus, by the way.
I also hope that one of your dreams comes. I want one of your dreams to come true, Kel. I really hope that at some point in 2021, because if you dreamt it, I think there's a part of you that really wants it. I hope you get that Golden Girl tattoo.
Oh my!
Did you know about this, Nance? Golden Girl for life. Yeah.
Golden Girl for life.
I saw that Facebook post.
It was so cool.
Oh,
in the dream.
There's only one person that I would allow do that.
Are you a Golden Girl, Nance? I
am not a Golden Girl.
No?
Okay. You didn't like the show?
You didn't like
I did not like it, no.
No.
I don't like anything. You know that. I'm my father. You know that.
Except wine and music.
Wine and music. And Eric and Kellie.
And your cat.
And grandson.
And your grandson. So, all right. Anyhow.
Well, we wish everybody, first of
Yeah.
all, some relief and to be with your family. If you can be with just a few of them on Christmas, enjoy it. Be careful, be safe.
Absolutely.
But most of all, let's look forward to a year of love becoming what's important again, and caring and sharing.
Truth. And truth.
Yes, love for our fellow human being, no matter what color of their skin, no matter their religion. We are all. I don't care what your political affiliation is, what your ethnicity is. We are all on this earth. We are all human beings. We are all here for a.
That's what America is. That's what I love about America.
I feel like we should have. I feel like we should have "God Bless America" playing right now.
God bless America.
I didn't know that your mom had some Kate Smith in her.
Wait a minute, no. There's no business like show business.
Oh.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Look at
gosh.
Eric. He's had the best time he's had in a long
I
time.
cannot wait to spend time with the two of you in person. Oh.
I know. I can't wait to hug.
I
know.
told you gotta come hang out with
Hugging
us.
is become
4th of
like
July.
porn.
I know. You're
It's
gonna get
just
me.
like
You're gonna get me drunk too. I know it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
We pace ourselves. We're not a bunch of
we're
Indians.
not
Crazy- We're not
drunk.
crazy drunk people. Over
No.
here.
Right.
No.
But yeah, and Donna Pacini makes a great point. Traveling again too. I mean, between traveling, between seeing live music, between, like you said, just hugging. I mean, literally the only hugs. Yeah.
But I get a hug from Cal on Thursday. I think is it Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
I'm staying home. I'm staying home to make something very special for my family, and I can't say it live because I don't want Sam to know.
Right.
No, she can't know.
But what you
But
can
we
say.
have-
Go ahead.
No. What?
We're going to do
as a.
I love it.
Just to explain to the people in the world, we have been quarantining, and we're having my family that we talked about earlier, the shed in my Aunt Jane.
Yeah.
She normally does the Christmas Eve. This year we can't, so I'm gonna build a fire in the backyard in the fire pit, and we're just gonna stand outside, away from each other.
Love it.
No food, no nothing. And just talk and hang out for a little while, and they'll go back to their homes.
Oh gosh.
Oh my God. So, no. And then the next day,
just to do that, and we've made the plan to do that. So we're not. And then the next day, just a couple bit of me and my mom and my aunt and my cousin, and that's it. Like
I said, Sammy's quarantining, and let me tell you, for a 25-year-old, 26-year-old, that's torture. She's not even going to a bar or anything, so she's waiting just to see us. And by the way, you didn't know this, but she'll be at your house on the 23rd.
I did know that.
Oh, she knew.
I did know that.
Nance,
so I won't be there for a couple days, but I'll see you again and get my hugs.
Before we wrap, Nance, since we did tease it at the beginning, would you like to inform folks who our first guest of 2021 is going to be?
My dear friend, the living legend, Houston Person.
Housty!
Houston's gonna join. I called him up. I said, "You want to be on the show?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm coming on the show." He goes,
"Can't wait." I mean,
so we're excited about that. I got a bunch of other people in mind too, and I know you do too, Eric.
We're going to talk about. We have some ideas. We hope you've enjoyed our guests for the. By the way, it's our 29th program. Can you believe we've done 29 of these? Yeah. 29. So Houston will be our 30th show in 2 weeks on January 3rd. And Kel, you have been a part of 2 of these shows, and Mother's Day, and this is the pre-Christmas show. And so obviously you are welcome back anytime. And I just love when you interrupt your mother. It's just fun to
It's good, right?
We do good. We do good. We don't get verklempt about it. We're good.
Verklempt. All right. Well, listen, I love you both, and I wish you
I love you, Eric. I want you to have the best New
Thank you.
Year, the best New Year with the best health,
Thank
and know
you.
that you've got an army of people behind you that
Yeah.
understand what you're
'Cause we-
going through and what you go through, and know that it's not a joke and that you deserve respect for dealing with it. Absolutely. Respect.
That means a lot, Kel, and it meant a lot to have you on the show tonight. And it just, I just was in such a good place to be able to just share anything and hearing the things you said and Nance. I mean, I just, this was really one of my favorite shows. And so it was to close out the year with this show. I have a good feeling inside, and I just wish you and your mom a safe and happy and healthy and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Even though, Nance, you and I will certainly be talking before
Well,
the
maybe
new
we
year.
will. Yeah.
We won't
Yeah.
actually get to see one another again till January 3rd. And again, best to your family and
Thank you.
Kelly, you're welcome back anytime.
Oh,
Yeah.
Eric, I adore you. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
he's the mensch of all.
I adore you, Kel.
I know.
And hey, I might even get into some of your podcast suggestions, even though they sound a little crazy, you know. But
No, I don't know what's wrong with me.
Okay. The rabbit hole we're not going to go down, Nance. Go to Kelly's Facebook page and
What's wrong with you? You're my daughter.
you'll see what she's listening to. That's all. Yeah. So, anyway.
All right, everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy
Merry
New
Christmas,
Year.
Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Happy
Hanukkah.
Kwanzaa, yes.
Yeah, love,
Kwanzaa,
love,
all the stuff. Just be
all
happy.
the love.
Be
And
happy
let's
and
next year is just gonna be all about the loving.
that's right.
I love
Right.
it.
Good
Let's
night,
do
Eric.
it.
I send love to you both.
Good night,
Okay,
everybody.
we're gonna do it. We're gonna spread love. 2021
All right.
is love. Let's
I
do
love
it.
I love it. God bless you guys.
What?
Happy
You too.
holidays.
You too.
Mwah.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.